Okay. All right. So, I guess to start off here, how did you get your start in the industry?
Mm, Great question. Um, Start in the industry. Well, I grew up in an entertainment family, so I was like 2, 3, 4 years old in a dance class that my parents were teaching. So I feel like there's already kind of been that connectivity. But I want to say for my own personal journey, it was just really through like social media. So like Instagram, I can even throw it back to around like 2016, which was like the prime year for dance challenges for
Oh,
Instagram. And I was dancing with a dance partner at that point in time, and we were always posting videos and dance videos to be specific. So from starting with that to growing into my own space with editing, particularly with like editing videos, that was really the growth. It wasn't really any kind of like, oh, go to this building, talk to this person. It was just like, connectivity through DMs or through like, oh, I saw your video, like let's work, let's link. So really just social media. It's crazy even saying that because like, and it's just the internet.
yeah. Yeah, that is. I mean, I will say for I think my career management class, I think
Yeah.
one of the core aspects of it is you should make an Instagram page.
Hmm.
Making an Instagram page is like a goal of the class to have like a good professional one. So that's I would say hugely important now.
1000%. It's actually insane. It's kind of the accessibility is really cool. So absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I think even I did like the Redbubble like t-shirt thing and I that was really my first kind of foray into graphic design and it's cool how even small stuff like that that you think doesn't matter eventually kind of folds back into bigger, more important stuff if that makes sense. Like like you mentioned growing up in an entertainment family, you danced as a kid and then I see like a bit of that in like your current videos now.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. 100%. It's such a again to the accessibility and into like the growing process. Like it coincides so beautifully. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Sorry, your mic's getting a little like tinny.
Cool. Can you hear me now?
I think maybe I don't know. It got like all echoey, if that makes sense.
Oh wait, you know what? Let me try this. Is this good? Can
That
you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot clearer, I think. But okay, so you did I believe work with Nike at one point, if I'm right.
Right.
So how did you score that? Because they're like
Mm,
a big company.
man, it's crazy. I was actually just explaining this today. To be honest, I will attribute that to my consistency. But it's weird because at a point where they actually reached out, my numbers weren't really that good, so to speak. I mean, they were
Really?
pretty cool, but for a campaign and something to promote, I felt as if I was like not up to the standard, so to speak. But no, it was really just like consistency. Like I was doing, my own work. I was working with someone, and at that point in time, this was last year. All my energy and all my efforts were going to this person, to their music videos, to their promo videos, to their work. And then when we split ways, it was like, time to get back to SirDushon. And in doing so, there was more consistency. So I will attribute it to the consistency, to the look that I was building, to the improvement of my edits, and ultimately to the innovation of SirDushon and the brand. So I feel like it, I mean, at least looking back at it now, it matched perfectly because it was like, here is the representation of my process, my look, the growth within it, the aesthetic, and then for a release, which was for Nike Air Max DN, which was their new shoe that was releasing at that point in time, it just matched so perfectly. Of like, how can Sir Duchan and Air Max DN come together? How do you emphasize the way an Air Max DN feels on your right foot or your left foot. Like, what is that? So, yeah, it was. This happened in March of this year. It's still so surreal because I remember the email. I remember where I was, my reaction of being like, "Holy
Wow.
shit, this is crazy."
So
So
they
yeah,
reached out to you,
yeah,
right?
it was through an agency, and they were like, "Hey, we have a client that's been kind of watching you for a while, and we want to know if you would like to partner up." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then they revealed it like, "Yeah, this is going to be for Nike for their new Air Max DN release." And I was like, "Bro, what?" So to working with concepts and them allowing me to do the thing, there wasn't too many restrictions on what couldn't be there or what they needed. It was just like, how can you merge the worlds together? How can you make it your own? And man, they were so gracious, so cool. Shout out to Nike, like they're super
Wow,
epic for that. So yeah.
that wow, that is amazing. Uh, yeah. So you have a very, I guess the only way I could describe it right now, your style. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the same as that, but it's very live action Spider-Verse. Like I'm sure you get that a
Yes,
lot.
I do.
But where would you say that kind of look and feel came from? What were your like inspirations? How did your style evolve to that point?
Mm. Um, well, definitely. Funny enough, like Spider Verse, like I feel like the animation in all of those movies are so sick. Like it's eye candy, genuinely.
Oh yeah,
I got into the style of masking in particular. I want to say like
love masking.
2022, where it's like a bit framey. Like I would say in real time, I think we move at like 120 frames per second. This is just me spitballing. So to
Crazy.
have it where like instead of it being smooth like this, it's like so it kind of has like a bit of like a time warp kind of thing. So I want to say like my practice with animation since I was like 9 is kind of attributed to something like that, where that look of working with like stick figure animations and like stick fights kind of bled into the more current style where now it's more shooting myself. I'm beating my own self up in a lot of situations. So yeah, I'm from like Spider Verse to animations that I've already done, even to a pretty popular artist by the name of Lone Wolf, who is pretty
Lone
big
Wolf.
with doing masking. I'm trying to think of anyone else or anything else. Um, that's really the basis. I know that like Lone Wolf, the artist himself, he's been a pioneer in something like masking and framing and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much like the basis on that.
Oh, that's cool actually. It's very interesting just seeing this sort of internet stuff from like the 2000s, early 2010s sort of start bleeding more into mainstream. I think that's how we got Smiling Friends.
Mm, man, come on, 100%.
Yeah. So so cool. So what does a day of work look like to you? Like, are you a freelancer? Are you working under a company? Do you do a bit of both?
Mm. Um, so definitely freelancing, and one of the coolest things that came from Nike was I feel like it made me more brand friendly because other brands
Mm,
could see me and go, ah, cool, he's worked with brands, so how can we get him to work with our brand? How can we get him to do the thing for our look and our product? So freelancing can range from working on someone's music video to doing a brand deal where it's like a brand approaches me, hey, we want you to work with our product. What's your rate? To even, I just came back from London actually a couple days ago. I got commissioned to do visuals for a techno show, like a techno rave. So my
ooh,
visuals are on screen, super fucking cool. So like it ranges from all over, and then just specifically to a workday, like it can range from like 6 to 12 hours of editing all the way through to balancing playing video games to balancing working out, taking a walk to just doom scrolling on Instagram. So it kind of varies, but it's definitely freelancing for sure. So it has its ebbs and flows. So it goes all over.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like how you mentioned making time for video games. I think that's it's important to me too. Like
Uh,
I gotta get my
have to. You have to. I was just talking
you
to a
have
friend
to.
today about like you have to have input in order to create output. And with doing
You're
so,
right.
playing video games is the perfect thing for that. Because it's like, for one, you're having fun. For two, it's like your inner child gets to explore. And then you can see some inspiration there, like, oh, this is how I would do that. Or like, that's a cool idea. Let me try that. So 100%
Huh?
got to.
No, I never thought of it that way. I'm like I kind of beat myself up over it. Actually, what
Yeah.
we're on the topic of video games right now. What are some of your favorite games or what are some that might have inspired you?
Mm. All right. Best game I've ever played, ever in life, ever is
Ever?
Ghost of Tsushima. Like
Ghost of
that.
Tsushima?
Yeah. One of I tell all my friends this. Like that was the only game I've ever played where I was in battle and I was like bawling my eyes out. Like genuinely one of the most beautiful stories. The gameplay is so fluid. It's bloody, but it's also honorable. Like so good. To like the regular shooters. Like right now, I just got my PC back, so I'm playing like Black Ops 3 zombies, but like custom zombies with like custom maps. Me and my boy will play like Left 4 Dead 2. We just started playing like Roblox and shit, which is fun. Trying to think what else. Like I love a good story game, so even to a
Oh yeah.
game like Control, to the Warriors on PlayStation 2, like it's all over. So yeah, some titles for you.
Well, I gotta play Control.
Oh
Been meaning
man,
to get to it.
what do you play? I'm curious.
What do I play? So I think my kind of core favorites, Persona 4,
Nice.
uh
Okay.
you know, 5 is good too. Like 5 definitely has more stuff going on with the UI,
Yeah.
but 4 has always been my favorite.
Okay.
Um I'm a big Xenoblade guy. If you've played those,
Okay.
they
I
are
haven't played so I haven't played Persona, but I've definitely heard of it and I've seen I used to watch this. I don't know if you're familiar. Have you played like PlayStation 2?
not not enough. Not like I've played I think Persona 3, which was a
Okay.
PS2
So
release.
yeah. So there used to be these demo discs that you could buy. This is like back in like 2003, 2004. And I remember seeing like the Persona. I think this might have been like the second or third one. I don't know. Way back. And I remember like watching like the trailer and being like, oh, that looks like a cool game. Holy shit. But I've never played it. But yeah, it's cool hearing about that. Hearing the
Yeah.
attachment to a game like that. So I know it has a core fan base.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then I think No More Heroes 1 through 3, also another one of my favorites. Uh
Okay.
very stylized. It's very hard it's hard to explain, but it I think Persona 5 definitely some of your work did give me a bit of a vibe, so
Okay.
I'm a bit surprised like that you wouldn't like that you haven't played the games. And then I
Yeah.
think No More Heroes a little bit also, but that's very its own thing, but it's also very like stylized and kind of all over the place. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I would
Okay.
recommend No More Heroes, like if you can get it. It's on the Switch now.
I'll note it down. Thank you
Oh
for the
yeah.
put.
So yeah. And what or back to the topic of freelancing, how did you get to the point of freelancing? Like was there you started off in this space and you moved to this space, or were you always a freelancer?
Mm. It's definitely always been freelancing. I did my first music video back in 2018, and that was when I realized like, oh, you can actually like make money from this because if you're doing visuals, people need visuals. People want to have their vision be brought to life. So in that sense, it kind of started from there, and it's just grown ever since. Especially to as my personal brand has grown, that catches more eyes, that catches more artists and whatnot. So again, people need visuals. People want to have their vision be brought to life, have it come to fruition. So it's just built over time. And I feel like just this year, or I want to say even to what, May, That's funny. I just got a response to a DM on a commission right now. It's like
Wow.
live in stereo, like that's happening right now. But yeah, just in May where it started to pick up, and now it's more consistent. So yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Mhm.
Uh, so what advice would you give to someone kind of trying to enter your industry, be it post, editing, animation, VFX, something I'm definitely into
Okay.
myself?
I would say be consistent. Just to be consistent, to know that it's not easy, but to definitely trust what you feel. I was just told by a friend who's also a creator. One of his philosophies is to do what excites you and stick
Mm.
by that. Stand in that because that is ultimately your purpose. So, doing that edit that you maybe woke up at 3 in the morning for because of the fact that it was an idea that you just have to get out.
Oh yeah.
Trust that pivot, trust that nudge because in doing so and in rewarding yourself with that, you get to share that amongst others and inspire them. You get to pretty much put more color onto the canvas that we call this world. We need color, we need art, we need snacks, we need every bit of that. So I would say to just really be consistent. Again, it's not easy because it's like we live in a capitalist society. We need money. But in that, as long as you follow what makes the most sense to you, whether it be your art, whether it be your dance, whether it be your singing, whether it be your ventriloquism, whatever it is, art, period, you're gonna reach your desires. Like that's just point blank, period. Like it's leading you on the path to where you want to be. You just gotta follow that 110%. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how crazy it might get. Because bro, I just got out of homelessness legit like in late May. Like this was like a
Really?
real. I'm at the Starbucks right now that I used to come to when I was sleeping in my car. Like
No
real shit.
way.
So being here today is like, whoa, like I've come so far and I get to go back home and like I get to work on things that I know are making me money and that allow me to be stable. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing of really holding consistency and staying true to it. So I would say just
Wow.
stick to it, yo.
Yeah, sorry, 5 months ago? Really?
Yep,
No
absolutely.
way. Wow, that
Absolutely.
was
I was in the bathroom actually, and I was like, "Damn!" Approaching November 1st is going to be the 1 year anniversary of when I actually first went homeless. Like it's
wow.
crazy.
Oh my God, can't believe it.
Yeah.
That was out of nowhere. Like, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's real,
God.
man.
Oh. Yeah, it's that's crazy. Like, and heck, hold on. Wait, was the Nike thing, was that
In the midst.
you said was that in the midst? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm bad at math.
Oh no,
That was
you're
in
no,
the
you're
midst.
good. You caught that on
Wow.
perfectly. Yeah. Right in the midst of it, and that's what was I feel so beautiful about that experience was because I was hoping for an opportunity like that. Like that for me was like, yo, I'm sleeping out of my car. I'm like asking for money. I'm like hoping for something to pop in regards to like my videos. Like, can something work? And then to get an email like that for my family that has been so viciously concerned and really upset with me. Just like, yo, you're doing this art thing. It doesn't seem to be working out. You're literally sleeping out of your car. And then for that to happen, and it's like, oh, like, whoa, okay, because I've been actively trying to articulate, like, guys, no, I know what I'm talking about. I have this vision. I see it. I know why, again, chasing that excitement. Like, I know why I'm doing this. I see it. So for that to happen, it was like, cool. I knew what I was talking about. I knew it. I knew it. So I knew I wasn't crying fucking wolf. Like, come on, bro. So yeah. It's crazy, man.
Well, that's a way to prove them wrong, I guess. Like, wow.
Man.
That's insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
Just the
grateful, man.
fact that you can that like that much can change in just like a span of a few months. Again, 5 months ago, like you were
Absolutely.
homeless.
Absolutely.
Now you have Nike money.
Yeah. Yes, indeedy. Yes,
Oh my
indeedy.
God.
And the whole nine, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful I
Wow.
am.
Yeah. So for our final question here, is there anything else you'd like to share about your industry, your work, what you do?
Um, man, I'm just having fun. I'm at a point where I'm genuinely having a lot of fun, and I've been waiting for that. I mean, there's been fun that's been in it. I think the process of creating has always been fun, but in a sense of being able to not only have fun, but for it to be lucrative and for it to work and to be able to not only support myself, but to be able to support my family and friends and to, you know, today would have been different for me 6 months ago. I would have been here and just working my ass off and getting a 2 for 4, two big chickens because that's all I could afford. Whereas today I'm like, all right, I'm gonna edit for a couple hours. I'm gonna hop on call like that. This honestly, like, bro, thank you for this because it's like I know that I wouldn't have had this opportunity to talk and explain about this. You wouldn't have known who I was if it wasn't for the videos that you saw that came from me working my ass off in these moments. So to be like, damn, okay, I get to come here. I can, go get food randomly and get whatever I want, and then come to Starbucks, boom, do this, have this interview. All right, I'm gonna go shopping for a little bit, and then go get some food, and then maybe go back home. Like I'm having fun. I really see the fruits of my labor happening now. So again, just to consistency, like for anyone that wants to do it, just keep going, keep that foot on the gas pedal, man.
Wow. All right. And oh, thank you for showing up to this. I appreciate you just taking time out of your day here.
Sure, man. Thank you.
Usual. Thank you. Well, thank you or
Thank us.
thank
Yeah,
us. Yeah, there we
yeah, hell
go.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thank you. Well, goodbye. I don't really know how to end these. So,
Oh, all good. Hey, again, appreciate it, bro. I'll catch
all right.
you.
You too. All right. See you later. Bye.
All right, man.